Hi, hello. Let's do a chill pet pairing video and catch up. I feel like once again I've been doing a really poor job at my channel, but you know, between social life and work life going at a really crazy speed, I just didn't have the time, the energy, or like even the space in my head to think about YouTube. I've been wanting to film videos because I really enjoy it, but as I've made it very clear on a number of occasions here, yeah, other things really have priority because YouTube is my hobby. So unfortunately I haven't had time to catch up with you, but let's take a deep breath and have a nice chill pet pairing video because I've missed doing those. Now I wanted to open up by saying, if you are thinking, Mariam, why do your under eyes look like so freaking bright? I've started to use a little bit more my Glow Lust by Auric because I find that especially in the winter it really provides that like extra dew and hydration that especially the skin under my eyes requires. So I started applying it under my eyes pretty much on the regular, but because of that it makes my under eyes appear really bright and weird. So let's start doing makeup so that I can put the rest of my face and I don't look that weird anymore. I'm going to take the Inglot eyeshadow primer. I was really happy that I had the time to film my Lisa Eldridge lipstick video last week. On one of the days I actually came home quite much earlier from work because I had the feeling that I was getting sick and I wanted to prevent myself from getting sick by just like taking a step back for an afternoon, and I think that was really helpful. That and you know, the flu shot that I had taken the week before. I'm going back to my usual shade of the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, so this is the shade 2N, which might be a little bit risky, just a tad too light for my skin at the moment, but you know, we're gonna give it a try and pull through because I've kind of gotten lazy to mix them, and also my 3-in-1 shade is actually almost gone. I think next summer I'm definitely going to have to repurchase the shade 3-in-1 because I was really scraping the bottom, which is great because I've had that 3-in-1 shade for a really long time. It's essentially the only summer foundation that I have in my collection, and I think it did its job really well for a number of years, and now it's time to move on. You know what, I think this is actually not too bad. So how have you been? Have you been buying new makeup? What have you been buying? I have not really bought anything since the Lisa Eldridge release, makeup wise. Well, I did make like a very small purchase from Douglas, our local store here, because I have been using the lash serum from Glow for It for almost 2 years now. It's a lash serum that was recommended by Charlotte Holdcroft. It's like an indie British company that makes the lash serum. And the first year that I used that serum, you could see the effect, I could see the effect. It was clearly doing something. Now I have to say it's also a little bit my fault that this past year I have not been as consistent with it as I was in the first year, because I thought, you know, we've reached a certain stage, now we just need to maintain this stage. So I got a bit, not lazy, but I started to use it a bit more sparingly. So I used it like maybe twice a week instead of every day as I did before. And I want to say that possibly I'm seeing that my lashes are not looking as impressive as they did a year ago. And I don't really know whether it's because the lash serum stopped doing something or because I haven't been using it consistently. By the way, for my concealer, I'm going to take the Chanel Sublimage because it's been a while. So that's one thing. And the other thing, and maybe like the bigger thing, is Glow for It is not like, I mean, it's relatively easily accessible. I can buy it off of Beauty Bay. I don't have to buy it from their own website, because if you buy from their own website, they ship from the UK, so you have to pay, you know, extra customs and so, and I'm not really into that. However, Beauty Bay has been offering Glow for It serum already for over a year, so the last few times I've purchased it from there. However, I don't really shop anything else from Beauty Bay, so really the only thing I buy from them is that lash serum. And I figured maybe it's time to branch out and try something different. So I went on Douglas and I basically filtered for lash serums. I looked for the ones that do not have prostaglandins in them, and I'm pretty sure the one that I bought doesn't have prostaglandins in it. But I came across this like holiday set from Estee Lauder, which included a mascara and a lash serum, and I want to say that the lash serum is maybe even a new product. It has something with turbo in the name. Editing Mariam, I'm sorry, you're going to have to add the name of the lash serum here because I don't have it here. I have the mascara. The mascara looks like this. It looks really futuristic. And the lash serum basically looks exactly the same, but it comes in white packaging and it's slightly smaller in size. So I purchased these two as a set, and the price that I purchased them for was quite advantageous because I went several times to check whether I'm actually buying full-time products, full-size products, because I purchased the whole set. And I purchased it on one of those like sales when they had 20% off, and I want to say the set was already like maybe 30% off even, but I want to say that I paid around 26-7 euros for the whole set. So we're talking the full size mascara and the full size lash serum. So long story short, as soon as I finish my current tub of the Glow For It serum, I'm going to switch to the Estee Lauder one. And I will give you an update whether that's doing something for my lashes. Now, clearly, the non-prostaglandin serums, you can't really ask much of them. They don't really have much more besides, you know, some vitamins and peptides and stuff like that to sort of help the growth of hairs. And I totally forgot to tell you that I used my Prada setting powder to set my foundation. And you probably saw me pressing it in with the sponge additionally to the brush. That's something I've been doing lately because I feel like it really like sets the foundation in place and I don't have to worry about it at all up until the point that I have to remove it. Anyway, going to do my brows really quickly with the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. So that is the only like makeup item that I have purchased besides the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks in the last couple of weeks. And I haven't actually tried the mascara yet, but because the last 2 days I was kind of in a hurry and I thought I don't want to be in a hurry when I'm putting a new mascara on. So since my Kiko mascara is on its way out, I am going to maybe try that new Estee Lauder mascara with you today to see how that works. I'm excited about it. I opened the mascara earlier to look at the spoolie, and it doesn't look like the kind of spoolie that I usually get along with. But supposedly it should be like a very dramatic lash type mascara. So, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. I hope that it works out. But, you know, I bought everything mostly for the serum because the lash serum was actually cheaper within the set with the mascara than it would have been if I had purchased it by itself even on sale. I want to say the lash serum without the mascara and with the sale was still a bit over 30 euros. So I got the mascara as a bit of an unexpected bonus and I don't really have any expectations from it, so I'm going in blind. For my bronzer today, I'm going to use the bronzing brick from Victoria Beckham Beauty. It's been a while since you've seen this bronzer on my channel because it's the kind of shade that I prefer to use in the winter months. But now that we're going into cooler weather and I'm doing somewhat more cooler looks, I have really been enjoying my Victoria Beckham bronzer again. Victoria Beckham had a 20% off sale a couple of days ago, and trust me, I was very tempted to buy more things from her brand because everything I've tried, well, besides the lipsticks, have been a hit. I love her cream blushes. Her cream highlighter is one of the most beautiful things I've put on my face. Her bronzing brick is stunning to look at and to use. The signature quad that I have from her, one of my favorite like neutral cool matte quads ever. Literally the most boring thing you can imagine in terms of color story, but such a, you know, utilitarian pragmatic item to have in your collection. I absolutely love it. For blush, I'm actually going to take a product that I feel like I didn't really give enough attention to. I bought this in the end of last year. This is the shade Warm Berry from the Gucci blush line. And I bought this in the end of last year, kind of one of those moments when I wanted to buy something. And I wanted to buy something from a product line that I know I already enjoy, but in a different color. And then Warm Berry was a shade I think that was recommended by Sophia C's Beauty. So I bought it in the end of last year. Then I didn't really use it all that much throughout the summer months because, I don't know, I was using other sorts of shades. I prefer like the watermelony soft red, like from this line, the shades of red kind of colors on my cheeks in the summer. But ever since the fall began, I've been using Warm Berry almost every other day. I really enjoy this color. It is such a beautiful shade for fall and winter. For highlighter, I'm going to use the highlighter puck from a couple of years ago, I think 2020 or 2021. This is a highlighter that I don't really use all that often from Pet's collection because I don't love the tone and it works with like very specific times of the year and very specific looks. It's quite cool toned. It's called Champagne Gold. and I've always struggled to understand where exactly the gold in this highlighter is. But anyway, I think it will work with today's look. I do actually have something sitting in my cart on Cult Beauty, and I am contemplating what to do about my cart there. So there's one item that I would really like, and that is one of those like pop shots from Charlotte Tilbury. There's one specific shade that I've been lusting after excuse me, that I've been lusting after ever since they were released a couple of years ago, and that is the shade that has the bluish purplish duochrome. I don't remember the name of the shade off the top of my head, but there's only one blue-purple duochrome in that collection, so I'm sure you are familiar with it. And the thing about that shade is that it is exactly the type of like blue-purple duochrome that I really enjoy. Let me quickly settle the powder products on my face with a little bit of Fix Plus. So I have that pop shot sitting in my cart. Oh yes, I was going to say what I like about it. It's exactly the kind of like duochrome and like tones of both like that bluish greenish hue over a somewhat cooler toned purple that I really like. It really reminds me of an eyeshadow from Darling Girl Cosmetics that I used to have. Darling Girl Cosmetics is an indie brand that doesn't exist already for several years, but back in my indie heyday, Darling Girl was very popular, and this specific shade, the shade Basket Case, I remember the name of the shade, was one of the first like blue-purple duochromes that I ever had. I was head over heels with it, and I'm pretty sure that Charlotte Tilbury shade is essentially the same, but then you know that formula from Charlotte Tilbury for the pop shots. And I'm also very curious about the formula of those pop shots. So I'm going to start off the eye look with my bronze Ecstasy Quint, and I'm going to take this shade here. This is a satin like plummy brown shade, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid a bit as like a base color. So I want to buy the pop shot, but I ain't buying it full price. I want to buy it on sale. Ooh, I feel like that went a bit darker than I was expecting. Okay, let's blend it out. So I want to buy it on sale, and I've been able to find codes, you know, that work for I think up to maybe 15% off that shade. And the other thing is, if I only buy the pop shot, I'll have to, you know, pay for shipping, which I also don't want. So I've been on the Cult Beauty website trying to decide what else can I possibly purchase there that I really want in order to get free shipping and also like a decent discount. And yesterday I put in my cart 2 items from Westman Atelier, like a mini of one of their cream blushes in the shade Petal and a mini of one of their cream contour sticks in the shade Biscuit. And I'm contemplating what to do with that, because I feel like part of me wants to buy this just so I can make the free shipping, which is a really dumb, you know, logic trail to follow. I feel like I should buy something because I really want it and not because I want to get free shipping. I'm low-key interested in these products because people are raving about Westman Atelier products, and I don't know that I've ever really had anything from Westman Atelier. Have I had anything? No, I have never tried anything from Westman. I think I've swatched that Biscuit shade in a store in Eindhoven together with Alice a couple of years ago, and we both thought, well, that's nice, but you know, I feel like you would feel that way about most cream bronzers. I don't know what's going on here. There's a little bit of a patch, but it's not going to be a problem at all. So I'm going to blend out this shade as much as possible because I don't want it to be like a dark smoky eye. I just want it to be sort of a base color for the look. And in fact, I'm going to use the same shade on a somewhat smaller brush, and I'm just going to run that on my lower lashes already. So if any of you have any, you know, insightful information for me regarding all of these products, also like knowing my style a little bit, what do you think about my intended purchase? Do you have any of these pop shots? Are they all that special? They seem really beautiful and sparkly, but again, they're like 28 euros a pop, pun intended. So I'm not really sure that they're worth the money. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time nor the most expensive single eyeshadow I've ever bought. But you know, I'm just wondering. Please tell me, put me out of my misery. Do you think I should purchase the pop shot? And if you think the Westman Atelier products are something that I would enjoy. I feel like the shade Petal would be something quite similar to the shade that I have from Mario in Blushing something. Barely Blushing, that's the name. But I'm not really sure because obviously I don't have the product from Westman. And I'm sure that the formula will be nice, but is it really all that special? Do I really need to try Westman Atelier? Please tell me. Okay, then we're going into the Divine Droid Queen from the Star Wars collection from Pat McGrath. And I'm going to use this purple shade here as a little bit of a liner moment here. It doesn't really match up with my dress, but I want to use the purple because I don't really have any other use for that purple. It's not a shade that I really would wear all over my lids. And it's also one of the formulas from these queens that I do not enjoy. It's that really, really emollient, super creamy type of texture that swatches beautifully, but actually translates not so great if you apply it as a lid shade. But I do think it works beautifully as like a liner moment. So let me push that here in the lashes as a liner. You know what? That's actually not that bad. I like it. What else have you been buying, you guys? I don't know, have there been other like Christmas or holiday collections that have caught your eye? I haven't really seen anything that made my heart skip a bit, to be honest with you. I do really love my Mega palette from Pat, the Luminous Legends palette, and the little duo that I bought. I really enjoy them. But that's pretty much the only like holiday release that I aimed to get and somewhat excited me. Nothing else on the market is really tickling my pickle all that much. Oh my gosh, have you guys already seen Nobody Wants This? I feel like everyone has seen it, so it's almost impossible that you haven't seen it. But it's this romantic comedy with Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. And I absolutely loved it. If you are not feeling up for watching any of those dramatic, you know, true crime style series where they talk about real life serial killers, you know, I watched the new movie from Anna Kendrick, by Anna Kendrick, with Anna Kendrick, Woman of the Hour. I mean, objectively speaking, a good movie, but honestly, kind of a bummer. Didn't really like fill me with joy, and yeah, it was a good movie, but I didn't come out of the experience thinking, oh, that was so enjoyable to watch. It was a good movie, but sometimes after a long, stressful like work week or work day, you really want to just like blow off some steam with something fun, something, you know, that is not dumb, such as, for example, Emily in Paris, but is still fun. And I think Nobody Wants This is exactly that. For those of you who haven't seen it, I don't know whether I can give you a bit of context. So we're talking about two sisters who have a podcast where they basically talk quite openly about relationships and sex and all that kind of thing. And then one of them at a party meets a guy who turns out to be a Jewish rabbi. And they sort of get into a relationship, and it's all, you know, very romantic, but in the end of the day, the dude wants to become like a rabbi, like head rabbi of the synagogue where he works. But being with a shiksa, being with someone non-Jewish, is a little bit frowned upon, and it actually becomes a bit of a problem. So that's sort of the context of the show, but it's done in such a like fun, really, like you feel like you're watching something that could literally be playing out between two of your friends. It feels so realistic to me. Anyway, let me grab a little bit of actually this shade now from the Bronze Ecstasy Queen. So this is the champagne pinkish shade with a little bit of my favorite Honey Nectar here, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this shade, and then I'm going to apply a few flakes of this over top all over my lid. And I'm also going to put this one in my inner corners, by the way. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this all over my lids like this, and then I'm going to grab my big fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to work that together with the matte shade. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. I forgot to tell you that I put a little bit of my NYX glitter glue all over my lids so that the metallic shadows appear a bit more, you know, impactful and have something to stick to. So I'm applying this shade all over my lids. It doesn't have to be like overly impactful and sparkly. I just want it to be like a nice sparkly base or like a nice metallic base for Honey Nectar. And then I'm going to take, just with my finger, a few flakes of Honey Nectar, and I'm going to apply those over top of that pink shade. And that is going to really amp up this look because Honey Nectar is so gorgeous. I'm going to give everything again a nice little blend here. Then I'm going to take the little brush on which I applied the lower lashes, and I'm going to take again this pink champagne shade and apply it in my inner corners as an inner corner highlight. And I'm going to apply a little bit of this super old Urban Decay pencil in the shade Rockstar. Rockstar is a gorgeous plummy purple, which basically exactly matches the color of my dress. It was one of my favorite pencil back in the day, and that's why I refused to, you know, get rid of it, even though there's barely anything left. I'm just going to use every little last bit of it. Okay, now let's do lashes, and I will also take you through my process of doing lashes, because I talk a bit about, you know, favorite lash products, but I haven't really done my lashes on camera in a really long time. But that's because I have a video where I literally show you how I do my lashes from a couple of years ago. It's a video where I demoed the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer together with my Kiko Extra Sculpt Mascara. And honestly, you guys, that video still stands. I still do my lashes in exactly the same way. But let's do it together today. I'm going to first curl my lashes with a very non-special eyelash curler from a local store called Hema. And when I curl my lashes, I usually go for like several different spots towards the base of my lashes, but not like one spot and then pressing really hard, because then you have this like really weird angle, like 90-degree angle to your lashes, and I want like this beautiful natural appearing curve. So I will go and like I will do this at a couple of spots on my lashes, but without really pressing too hard. Then, like I said, I usually use my Estee Lauder Little Black Primer as a lash primer, because I have heavy, thick hairs also on my lashes, and if I don't apply that, very few mascaras are going to like truly hold the curl. I feel like the Kiko Extra Sculpt does a pretty decent job, but with this, my curl just never falters. So I'm going to apply a little bit of the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. I'm not going to wait for it to dry, because I feel like that makes application of mascara afterwards a bit more difficult, because they get like all crunchy and stuff. So I work one eye at a time. Now let's open up this humongous mascara from Estee Lauder. Does it say the name of the mascara anywhere? This is the Turbo Lash Mascara, and I want to say the primer, the lash primer, was also something with turbo in it. So this is how the mascara spoolie looks like. I'm not sure we're going to get along, but you know what? Let's give it a try. And obviously, it's very hard to judge a mascara immediately after it's been opened, because most mascaras tend to take a bit of time to settle in their final, you know, glorious form. They need to dry up a bit before they become good for use. But I'm curious how this formula will feel like. Is it a wet formula? It doesn't seem to be an overly wet formula. I feel like the spoolie isn't all that great for separating my lashes, which is something I really need. And I usually just press the mascara towards my lashes, then I wait a bit, and then I gently pull upwards. And I feel like that trick with like just applying the mascara to your lashes like this is something that I learned from a video from McGrath some years ago. So this mascara definitely gives quite a bit of volume. I don't know that it gives a lot of like length, and I'm also not seeing much of separation going on. So I'm going to grab a little clean spoolie that I have here from an older mascara in order to separate my lashes a bit. I prefer my lashes to be well separated. I don't like them all spidery and clogged together, but otherwise the mascara looks quite nice. I'm also going to grab one of Lisa's lip liners. This is in the shade 1N, one of the new Soft and Sculpt liners. Last but not least, I'm going to grab Ashes of Roses to apply. So here we are, this is the final look. I have to tell you, I really enjoyed our hangout session. I really needed it. Let me know what you thought about this look and the topics that we discussed. If you have, you know, any insights for me regarding the pop shots from Charlotte Tilbury, let me know if you watched Nobody Wants This and what you thought about it. As usual, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!